Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Shamim Rifai.
And I'm Husna Alimi.
So today we're going to discuss about the marketing strategy that we're going to implement at El-Azzhar Camp. So these marketing strategies are going to help them in improving from a campsite to a resort.
And we're going to focus on 5P strategy, which are product, place, price, promotion, and also people. So without further ado, let's start! For the first P is product. Product means customer value, what the company offers for the customer to deliver their needs and wants. Currently, we are talking about El-Azzhar campsite. So what are the products that they offer? Well, they offer food and beverages, accommodation, and also outdoor activities. Besides, they also have a variety of packages such as corporate packages, school packages, meeting packages, and wedding packages such as sapphire, diamond, and also emerald. Each of these packages have their own target market. However, in order for them to change from a campsite to a resort, they need to focus on one target market, which is family. Yeah, you can see how the packages, they do not have any family packages. So what they need to do is have a family packages. Next, I would like to suggest for the El-Azzhar to base on the safety of each of the outdoor activities. They have outdoor activities such as kayaking, mud trekking, jungle trekking, flying fox, and others. However, each of these activities have no safety regulations, and the customer do not know what are the age that are suitable for these activities. Next, for a campsite, they have their own dining hall. So in order for them to gain more customers, they need to revamp the dining hall into a restaurant, which means they need to open the restaurant for the public. And the fourth suggestion that I would like to suggest to El-Azzhar is emphasizing on mangrove trees in El-Azzhar Camp. Basically, El-Azzhar Camp is surrounded by a lot of mangrove trees. So for them to gain more customers, or in order for them to actually engage relationship with outsiders, they need to open this place for volunteerism. So when school comes or to do any volunteering work, they can actually have an education teach on the importance of mangrove conservation, and they can actually turn this place into mangrove sanctuary. Now we're going to go for SWOT analysis for Camp El-Azzhar. So first thing, I'm going to talk about the strength. So this place is actually have complete facilities for campsite because they have prayer room, toilets, accommodation, and also dining hall. Besides, they also have a variety of accommodation such as dormitory, hotel, bungalow, and also chalet. And for the third strength is they have delicious local cuisine in their dining hall. Their local cuisine are basically serving on traditional Malay dish. So this is becoming a good strength because Malay is basically the largest target market in Malaysia. And for the fourth strength is they are very close to nature. Well, currently nature are in trend for tourism. So it is actually a strength for them as they are close to mangrove plants and also close to the beach. And for the fourth strength, they are easily accessible because this place is near to the city center. Now, moving on with the weakness of Camp El-Azzhar. They have financial constraints, as I've heard from the staff. So basically, due to this, they are lacking in facilities because they do not have enough money to build the facilities. In order for them to change from a campsite to a resort, they need to have a swimming pool. So due to their financial constraint, they cannot build a swimming pool. And the third weakness is their location is basically at a beach where the place is not permitted for swimming. So basically this is like slacking for customers that want to go for swimming at a beach. And for the fourth weakness is they are lacking in signage. So when customers are trying to find places in Camp El-Azzhar, they are having trouble in finding them due to the lacking of signage. Next, moving on for the opportunity of Camp El-Azzhar. So for the opportunity is, I would like to suggest to Camp El-Azzhar to collaborate with Majlis Daerah Kuala Langat in KL to build a tourism information center. So when customers or when tourism want to gain information about the area of Kuala Langat, they can come to El-Azzhar to find information. And when they go to Camp El-Azzhar, they can actually see what are the activities or products that this place can offer to them. And next, They can also have a joint venture with corporate companies. I've heard from the staff that these companies are collaborating, or their customers are basically from big companies. So it is actually an opportunity for them to collaborate, for example, with Astro, and they can actually provide a place for Astro to have a shoot for their variety shows. And next is MOU, or Memorandum of Understanding, for schools and co-curricular organizations. This can actually help them to make sure that the schools can continue to have program with them. Now I'm going to talk about the threat of El-Azzhar campsite. The threat, well, since this place is a campsite, it is actually very open. So some activities in El-Azzhar cannot be performed when they are having bad weather. So they are actually exposed to bad weather. The next threat is actually the change of trends in consumer preferences. Sometimes people are into adventurous activities and sometimes people are not adventurous. So the change in consumer preferences are actually threatening Camp El-Azzhar. And the final threat is the competitors. So basically the competitors for El-Azzhar are actually Gold Coast, Airbnb and Impian Morib. So customers can actually use these competitors as a substitute product. For the second P is price. So price means cost. So for currently, El-Azzhar, they are practicing two types of pricing strategy, which are different price for different target market and also different price during peak season. So what I would like to suggest for El-Azzhar to do is to have a psychological pricing. Well, we are trying to play with the mental of the customers. So from changing from a round up price, we can change to a 99 price, which means something that are not round up. For example, for the student price or the school package, it is 40 ringgit. You can change to 39 ringgit 99 cents. So it can actually make a huge difference in how customers perceive and respond to it. So for the next suggestion is I would like to suggest for El-Azzhar to do a packaging price. Actually, they have implemented this in their pricing strategy, but it is actually not comprising all the activities because they have limited activities or packages. So what I would like to suggest is for those who would like to do eco-learning, bakau eco-learning, they can actually just purchase the bakau eco-learning and also the accommodation. So for example, a bakau package. For the third P is place. Place and convenience in terms of consumer access to the products. So there are two types of place that we're going to talk about, the location and also distribution method. Currently, El-Azzhar location is actually very strategic. It is because they are nearby to the city center, the town of Banting, and they are also nearby to the attractions in Banting, such as Morib Beach, Bukit Jugra, Kelana, Istana, Bandar Banting, and also the town of Banting itself. And talking about the distribution method, they actually use one, which is online travel agent, which is booking.com. And this is actually not enough. I would like to suggest to El-Azzhar to step up their game by using three other types, which is independent hotel representative, where they can actually elect a representative from their company to go to other travel agents in Malaysia to promote their place. And next, they can also use online travel portals such as the Lonely Planet, where tourists can actually find information about this place and know about this place. And the third one, like I said, they use the online travel agents. Well, the booking.com is actually not enough for them. They should not just rely on this. So they can actually use bigger companies, bigger online travel agents such as Trivago and also Agoda.com, so that they can actually make people to know about this place.
Moving on to the fourth piece, which is promotion. Promotion is very important when it comes to promoting your business and your organization. So when it comes to the global trend nowadays, it's definitely technology. When it comes to technology, we can talk about social media. So social media platforms is very important when it comes to promoting your content and promoting your business. So what we realize here when it comes to El-Azzhar Camp, that they already have their own Facebook page, which is good and effective, but that's not enough. Having variety of social platforms can be much more beneficial and effective when it comes to generating customers or your future clients. So for example, having Instagram, Twitter and a YouTube page can be very impactful and beneficial. So when you already have all these social platforms, it's not enough. So you need to also have or know the knowledge when it comes to gaining clients and customers on the social platforms. So what we suggest here is that El-Azzhar Camp can post their content at a specific time and date. So knowing their time to post their content. Now this is very important and effective because cited by HubSpot that it is much more effective for an organization or a business to post their content on a Sunday afternoon, which is from 2 to 3 p.m. So this is said because during that hour, a specific hour, more users will be on the social platform. So when you have more people on the social platform at a specific hour, more opportunities will be contributed when it comes to gaining future clients or future customers. So moving on to the next suggestion is basically creating testimonial content. So people tend to trust reviews on social media. So having testimonial content on people experiencing their product can be very effective in gaining customers. So moving on to the next suggestion is basically creating an appealing video. So when it comes to creating video on social media, having an appealing video or a slight professionalism touch in your video content can be very effective. So what El-Azzhar can do is that they can create a professional video of people experiencing their product or their activities and post it on their social media platforms. So when they do so, people will see it and feel like experiencing the activities. And people tend to have an essence of feelings or emotions. So when El-Azzhar create a video content that touch the feelings or emotions of the future clients or customers, this can generate them to be becoming their potential customers and actually come to their place and try their activities. Next is by providing incentive. So basically, social media users tend to like giveaways and giveaway contests, for example. So what El-Azzhar Camp can do is by creating a giveaway contest or maybe like an online platform games on social media to their users or followers on your social media platforms. So this strategy can help in making people wanting to come, at the same time creating more traffic on their social media platform. So, and the last one is by using the distributing channels created by these online platforms. So these online platforms, for example, like Facebook, they have different channels that can be used in promoting a business or an online shop. So what El-Azzhar can do is using these small channels. So for example, of small channels that is created inside the online platform itself is Facebook Marketplace, Instagram Insights, Facebook Insights, and many more. Moving on to the next promotional strategy is basically having a YouTube channel. So what El-Azzhar Campsite can do is basically creating their own YouTube channel. Now compared to Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, YouTube has a very big field when it comes to posting video content. So what El-Azzhar can do whenever they create their appealing video, for example, a corporate video or maybe a testimonial video, what they can do is they can recycle this content and post it on their social media platforms, at the same time post it on their YouTube channel. So when you have a YouTube channel, you have a longer duration of videos as well. So by having a YouTube channel and multiple videos of testimonials of people trying your product, people can actually feel and experience what others feel whenever they try their activities and product. So this factor can be very impactful when it comes to preparation or research beforehand, before they travel or visit El-Azzhar Campsite. So at the same time, it can create a much more feeling of going to the place. So it can be effective when it comes to gaining customers and potential clients in the future. Moving on to the last P, which is people. So people is basically the target market for El-Azzhar Campsite. And what we've identified here that is the target market for El-Azzhar Campsite is the first one is students. So what El-Azzhar can do when it comes to generating more students coming over to their place is basically creating an MOU for schools or organizations nearby. So MOU basically is a memorandum of understanding. So when El-Azzhar creates a memorandum of understanding between organizations or school organizations, these schools can actually make El-Azzhar as one of their go-to sites whenever they have like co-curricular activities or co-curricular camp activities that they need to do. And the good thing about schools is that students change every year, unlike corporate companies. Corporate companies tend to change their annual team building events. So by aiming at schools, El-Azzhar will receive different students every year, and this will not create the feeling of boredom or unexcitedness of students, and at the same time the employees of El-Azzhar as well. So moving on to the next target market is basically adventurous people. And what El-Azzhar can do to adventurous people here, basically they have the facilities and the products and the activities that they can do, that they can provide to adventurous people. So whenever people come here, they tend to think that in order to try these activities, they need to stay here for a couple of days. But what El-Azzhar can do is creating an entry pass for these people. So when they have an entry pass, people will come here to do these activities, for example, flying fox, Mengisa, and mud tracking. So they can do these activities at a daily routine or an afternoon routine. So whenever like people nearby or the people nearby the area want to do physical activities or adventurous activities in the afternoon or during the weekends, they can go to El-Azzhar campsite and buy this daily entry pass. So this is the two suggestions that we provide for their two target market, which is student and adventurous people. That's all for me. For a physical strategy, we created a much more something for an external strategy, promotional strategy. So what we created here is basically an adventurous trail. So an adventurous trail is basically a trail that lists down adventure activities that can be done here. For example, in our method, Banting. So, for example, as you can see here, there are various activities, adventure activities, and some of it basically can be done in El-Azzhar Camp. So, for example, there is flying fox, which is basically can be done in El-Azzhar. So, what El-Azzhar can do with this adventurous trail is basically they can collab with any tourist information center nearby or any tourism information center nearby and put these pamphlets inside the tourism center. So whenever tourists come in and find trails, adventure trails in the area, they'll take one of these, and whenever they see these attractions or these adventure activities, they'll know that at this area it's at El-Azzhar Camp. So with this type of strategy, El-Azzhar can gain more customers and tourists, basically international tourists as well, to try their activities.
Besides, we also provide nature checklist. So a nature checklist is actually very common in foreign countries, especially at environmental attractions. A nature checklist is more to a hobby rather than something that can actually bring any benefits to the company. So it is actually very easy. When a customer or when a tourist sees something, such as flora or fauna, they just tick. For example, in flora, when they see a caladium or caladi, they can just tick, or when a monkey is passing by through them, they can also tick the box in monkey section. So this is actually very important because the nature checklist can actually help El-Azzhar to engage a better relationship with the customer without having any monetary value. Now we have reached the end of our video. We have explained the 5P's marketing strategy, and I hope those strategies are very beneficial and effective.
With that in hand, we also like to wish El-Azzhar campsite all the best and good luck in their future endeavors. So that's all from us.
Thanks for watching!